My name's Faye. I work with Nicola at Business in the Community, and I've got Zara here with me to talk a bit about Working Chance. Now, Working Chance are a London-based organisation that support female ex-offenders to gain employment. But Zara, I wonder if you could explain what does Working Chance do, and how do you support the people that you work with, and how?
Okay, hi, good morning everyone. Working Chance is a charity that's based in North London, and we support women ex-offenders. Our criteria is that the women have to have had an involvement with the criminal justice system in the last 3 years, ready to work and eligible to work in the UK. We support a variety of candidates with different educational and employment backgrounds. 19% of our candidates are graduates, right down to people that have never had a job before, and we're actually starting to work with a lot of young offenders at the moment. So that's age 16 to 24, who haven't had any work experience or have little education. The work we do, we run as a recruitment agency, but obviously with a difference. We're very competitive in the sense of we want to run as a high street recruitment agency, and we want our candidates to just have an even playing field when it comes to applying for roles. We do a lot of work with candidates surrounding their conviction and whether or not they're ready for employment, and we risk assess that at every point.
And how do you actually help people to disclose their criminal record to employers?
Okay, well, initially when we meet candidates, like I said, we go through whether or not they're work ready. A lot of candidates, whether they've been released from prison or have just been charged with a conviction, are not ready to work, so obviously we have to do a lot of support work, intensive work with them. We hold 12-week programs where we go through CVs, interview techniques, and a lot of this involves disclosure to employers, so we prepare them on how to do that in the best and the most appropriate way. It's a really difficult thing for a lot of candidates to do, and it's mainly surrounding confidence. A lot of our candidates have worked before. Some women have worked for 20 years and had careers, made an impulsive decision, stupidly, got a conviction, and now have to kind of go back to the drawing board and start all over again. So for those types of candidates, that's a really hard thing to do. It's having to explain to a stranger probably the worst mistake you've ever made in your life. So I think for anybody that would be quite difficult to do. And preparing people for that takes a lot of work.
And for the organisations that are, or employers that are going on to employ these people, what does the support that you put in place mean for them?
I think it's instrumental in preparing them for not only the workplace again, but how to, I suppose, how to deal with what's happened in the past and move forward. With regards to employers, when they take one of our candidates, they're getting to know the whole package. So if an employer took somebody off the street through a normal recruitment agency, they wouldn't necessarily be asked the questions that we can give answers to. We advise all of our candidates to disclose at interview. And we don't not only know their recent conviction, but their previous convicting history, I suppose. Like I said, that we know everything about our candidates. We spend a lot of time with them. There's a lot of hand-holding, a lot of preparation, and we can reassure the employer about the candidates, and we've got more knowledge about them, I suppose, than other recruitment agencies would have.
And then just reflecting more generally on your experience working with people with criminal convictions, what's the biggest challenge that you feel that people are facing when they're looking for work with a criminal record, and what would you ask employers to do to make it easier for candidates?
In my experience, what I find is the application process is the hardest right now. Candidates are filling application forms with quite extensive employment history, skills and knowledge of the roles that they're going forward for, and then obviously having to come to the disclosure box, and a lot of our candidates have said back that their applications are rejected once that box has been ticked. So for us, I think, like I said before, for candidates to have an even playing field, so that box is taken away completely, really, and candidates are looked at on their merits of what they've achieved rather than kind of the mistakes they've made. We just want employers to look at candidates on an individual basis and not stereotype based on the crime. Different crimes hold different weights. So for an employer to see fraud on an application form, they might think that millions of pounds were involved, where it could have been that somebody forgot to tick a box on an application form. So it's about being able to explain the story behind the conviction. I think that's a big must for us right now.